copies, right? So,
Okay,
so
fine.
that's the reason.
Yeah, whenever I get it, I'll go through it and like we discuss. If I have question, I'll ask.
Yeah. I'm removing a value from certain things.
Sir,
Yeah.
can you just give me 1 minute? I need to go get the door.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back. We can start.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So we will start this time. now we are ready. Now we can start. Okay.
Okay.
So have you gone through these predefined entries?
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
Analysis studio, author, consumer,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then like I'll tell you out of these like which are that will be required and which are we will actually work upon.
Okay.
Okay. If we have these many groups, then also we will not be able to access all these groups. Okay.
Mhm.
So only the specific things we will be working on, because the BI application does not require each and every groups which are mentioned here.
Okay.
Okay. So these are the overall groups whichever we have. Adaptive, all these groups. Okay. So these many groups are there. But there are certain groups which are actually like I mean not being, even though if we make any changes we won't be able to see anything. Why? Because like these come into picture when some external applications will be enabled or will be enabled along with that. Okay. So
Okay.
first I will mark those things. Okay. These are the two, but I'll give you an overview like when these will be used. Hmm? These are the some particular like predefined entries. Okay. And these entries I'll tell you controller administrator and controller user. Okay. And these actually come into picture like when we are using our enterprise planning application, where we have a controller to input some data and all those things. Similarly, we have a planning contributor and planning right administrator. If we have installed all these applications, in that case, like this will be used. Similarly, we have something called like Matrix Studio. If we have Matrix Studio, all these three groups will be used. Okay. If we have installed any mobile related application, right? I'll show you somewhere. We will get an option here at the end that we have something called like Cognos mobile we will get here. So we don't have even mobile also. Planning, we have planning contributor data server, but we actually don't have the planning application
Where are we?
installed. Yeah.
Where are we getting this portal?
This is not a portal, this is configuration.
Oh, okay.
This is the configuration. Okay. So we will get a planning application. Hmm. So these all actually come into picture, or if we make any changes we can only see them when we have any of these applications installed and integrated. So in rest of the other cases, like even though if we make any modifications, so it will not work that properly. Okay. So here they have mentioned clearly the controller. Okay, it gives full access to the controller menu. And since we don't have controller application along with this, right, or a controller software installed and integrated, so this one will not work. Similarly, we don't have like Matrix Studio, Matrix related application. So that's the reason even these application, these built-in roles, if we make any changes, it will not affect us. Even the same thing with these two, and even the planning. So now, when it comes to the actual BI application, these are the groups. which will help us. These are the groups on which we should be concentrating, and commonly used and commonly like we will work on these things. And this one I think I have explained you already. This one group, predefined entries, that day I think I explained you. All authenticated user, anonymous, and then system administrator. Okay, so query user, report server, tenant. It does not have static author and system administrator here. Okay, fine. Those are not. Hmm. Okay, it's here. So these are the various groups, and you will be commonly dealing with few things. One is report administrator, reader, query user, okay, consumer, author, analysis user. So these are the users which people will come across on a daily basis. Okay, let me mark those things with a different color so that you will be. Okay, whatever the details are marked in green, right? Okay, these are the groups which we commonly come across. Okay, if someone wants to access the analysis studio, okay, then we provide access to the analysis studio with the help of this. If someone wants access to query studio and analysis studio, he can do this here. If we want someone to only just execute the contents in the report and then see it, then we can provide an access here. Directory administrator, okay, where a particular directory administrator, what he can do, he can keep on making some small changes like this. I'll show you like what are the changes he can make. Okay, he can he will be able to change some permissions, do some stuff. Okay, so those kind of things a directory administrator can do. And maintaining some contents within the namespace or a public folder. We have express author. Yeah.
One question there.
Mm.
Do directory administrators have the access to create reports?
No.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
So they only have the set policy.
Hmm. Yeah, they can only administer the contents partially. Okay,
Okay.
but provided you can restrict them also. He can be restricted also.
Mhm.
Hmm.
No,
But
because it's a directory administrator, they are inside Cognos already, and they have to go to each folder level and all and assign these things, right? So that means they should have full access, isn't
yeah,
it?
I'll tell you. I mean, it's not like they will have full access. Okay, you can even like restrict at that level also. Even each and every roles whatever we have, if we are telling he will perform this activity, even his
Mm.
activity can be restricted. It's not like that he
Oh,
will have everything. Okay,
okay.
if I'm not allowing a particular directory administrator to navigate inside one folder, then obviously he
Mm.
won't be able to do it.
Okay.
Hmm. For example, um, we have Cognos user. Okay, here manager is not accessible to him. You can see the manager folder, and I'm not given him even this access also. Okay, let me provide him the directory access, because here we have not restricted anyone that in a very higher way. In a higher level, we have not restricted anyone. So let's do one thing. In a directory administrator, Currently we don't have any members. We'll add one member here. We'll go to NTLM, show user, select the user, click on OK, OK. So I added him here. Okay. Now let me go back to that user. I'll log off. And Cognos is not that dynamic. So actually what we have to do, we have to log off and log in once again. Okay. Now you can see. He can administer the contents here. He can make the changes and do all those things. But here he is restricted. He is unable to see the manager folder here. But here if you see, we have a manager folder. A manager folder we have. And this manager folder has this permission. Okay, we have not added. But in real scenarios, people will include even the directory administrator here. Few cases, not every cases. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you've got it?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can see one more thing. If someone is a directory administrator, right? Okay. Let's see whether he can add himself as a system administrator or not.
Okay.
We'll see whether he can add himself as a system administrator or not. Can you see here we don't have system administrator role itself here,
Yeah, we don't have it.
right? So I mean, these roles are highly restricted. Now even though if he is a part of here and he cannot add himself as a system administrator, whatever restricted access he has, he can play around with that. So let's see, let's try to add himself as a server administrator. Okay, and see like whether he can be able to. Okay, I have to go here, select show user. I have Cognos. I can add him as a server administrator. So let me remove this for now.
So you only added Cognos as a system administrator, right?
No, no. Cognos, I've added him as a directory administrator.
Okay.
He's only a directory admin now. You can see. Okay, he's just a directory administrator.
And what are his permissions?
He's a directory administrator.
Okay.
You are telling like these permissions, right? Okay. If you
Yeah.
see these permissions, okay, we'll do one thing. We were able to add him. We were even if he was a directory administrator, he was unable to see the system admin role. We'll see like what permission we have in this one. Only system administrator can view system administrator. Okay, he can read. Okay, he can write. He can execute. You can set policy and then drivers. So only the system related entries can be viewed and edited by a directory administrator. Now we have made this particular person as a directory administrator, right? Okay. We go to a directory administrator, we'll add him once again. Okay, he has been added here. Now we will go to server administrator. We don't want himself to go and grant, or we don't want him to view this one. You can see here, right? Directory administrator, he can do all those things. I'll remove him. I'll click on OK. Now directory administrator should not, or a directory administrator, that is Cognos, he should not be able to see one more entry also. Let me change the preference. Hmm. Now can you see report administrator? I mean server administrator here?
No, no system.
No, right? So we made a modification there. Why this particular entry is able to see all the contents within the namespace? That's because he is a part of it. Okay, let's consider the query user. Permissions. Directory administrator is a part of it. And he has a capability to even write this entry also. So that's the reason we can see him, we can make the modification. But it doesn't mean that directory administrator can make the changes everywhere. It can be customized. It can be customized. The only thing is, like, we will be only seeing, or these all options will be available in an ideal scenario where you are not doing any customization. Okay, by default when Cognos is installed, okay, there will be some changes that will be done, and after doing those minor changes, okay, if I am considering a directory administrator, this will be his functionality, or this will be his capability. Okay, that's an ideal scenario. It doesn't mean that it works in the same way everywhere. People might have changed things in whichever way they want, but in ideal scenario it works in this way.
They're like default values or default capabilities that they come with.
Yeah, yeah, we can say like that. Okay, and these defaults can be changed, modified in whichever way we want. Okay.
Okay.
Mm, directory administrator. Okay, this is a directory administrator. Okay, now what we will do is we will start with any of one application. We'll start with analysis studio, okay, or analysis user. And now we'll see what all contents this guy can see. I will log off. I will log in once again. The Cognos.
So now Cognos is the directory administrator.
No, no,
Right.
no. I've just removed it.
Okay.
Right?
Can you go still slow when you make this result like this?
What?
Can you go a little slow when you are like navigating?
You do one thing. Anyhow, the video will be there, right? Okay,
Okay,
that
okay,
can
fine.
help you. I mean, it will be
That's
quite slow only. Why? Why? Because I mean, till now, okay, I've only showed you the directory administrator, but we have removed the user and all those things, right? Multiple times.
yeah.
So the operations
Okay.
will be similar. It won't be
Yeah.
like changing that much. Okay.
Okay.
It will be almost like similar. I may be adding one user or removing the user. So you know how to add and remove a user right now. You are familiar with it.
Yes.
Adding a user and then removing a user. I have shown you, right? I'll go to the group, set property, members, and then I'll add, remove the user, right? The same
Yes.
operations we will be performing like multiple times. Only the thing is
Okay.
the object will change. Okay.
Okay.
Now you can see here, I have nothing. I have no access here. Okay. Let me try to run some reports and see how it will behave. Okay. I'll go here. I'll go to go sales query, report studio user. Okay. I'll try to run and we'll see like what actually we will get here. Hmm, okay. I can see the data, everything here. Okay, I can see the data, graphics, and each and everything. Okay. Hmm, okay. Let me go to the portal. This is the place. Hmm, and see whether if I have any cube published here. Okay, I have an analysis expenses. Hmm, I'll go back here. I will create one small analysis studio report. I will save this. I'll save this inside sales.
Okay.
I'll give a name as analysis and save it. I'll exit out of this. So in the sales, I have this. You go here, you go to sales. I have an analysis studio report. Let me execute this. I got the data. Okay. Even I can navigate, I can drill up all the operations I'm able to do. So, but I cannot read that content of the report, but I can execute it. Okay.
Like
I
you can't open it in Analysis
hmm,
Studio.
in any analysis studio I cannot open it. Okay, but I can execute and see it. But now I want to see how the actually the report is built, right? There are various options that will help us to complete this one. Okay, we have various studios available, and now we will try to give them that particular capability. Okay, so that the user can try to and go and see this one. There is one highest level of role that can be assigned. That is nothing but a report administrator. Okay, and we have something called a reader, query user, we have server administrator, all these one, right? So I will segregate few things like related to certain studios. Okay, I will get it separately so that you can see. uh, these two. This is the one. Okay. Now let me make him as a analysis user and see how it will make an impact on that particular user. I'll go to analysis user, go here, and I'll add Cognos. Okay, I cannot see Cognos here, so I have navigated to a wrong location. Okay, analysis user. No. Let me refresh some twice or thrice and see. It does not reflect for long. Hmm? I'm navigating here. Can you see I got one new option here?
Yeah.
Okay. So this means whenever a particular user becomes a part of this analysis user role, okay, he will be able to access the analysis studio.
Okay.
Okay. So I will click this option. Now see like what will happen. Okay, I'm able to see the structure of the report here. If I want to make any changes, I can make here. Okay, if I want to make any changes here, so I can go for it. So it's not okay. I can go for it. Then I can save this. Okay, when I am running it once again, the changes which I have done will come. Okay, here it is opening. I'll execute it. Running HTML. So I can see this report. I can see the report now. So I have made the changes here. I'm able to view things in this way. Okay. So now you got to know, right? So what's the capability of an analysis user? So let's remove him from analysis user. Any questions? Okay. Now we will add him to get access to only to query studio and see like how he will behave now. Okay. We'll go to query user. NTLM show users. Okay. Now I have made him as a query user. So let me log in as Cognos. Okay. Let me navigate to some query studio reports and see like how it's actually I can see. I have a query report like this. Okay, now I'll execute this report. Okay, I can see various reports in the similar fashion. Okay, now if I want to know how actually this report is built, okay, in that case I have an option here, open with Query Studio. But previously it will be similar. Previously I was getting only Analysis Studio. You can see the Analysis Studio has gone. Now it has been replaced with a Query Studio. Open this report in Query Studio, and you can see in this way I can see the data. Okay, this is actually my existing structure: product, product color, name, gross profit. If I want to make any changes, I can also make it. Okay, I can make the changes here. If I want to base product dimension something like 1, 2, 3, I can have few more. Okay, I can change it. Okay, the value automatically got changed. They have implemented some sorting. We can also like make small changes to it. If you want, you can even add any of the item if it is required. Okay, they have product color, product name and color they have combined. Okay, if you want, you can add the product type. You have a product type also here. Okay. So in this way, like in whichever way we want, we can make the changes. Okay, and we can save it, and the same thing will reflect to the user. So now if someone tells you to give query user access list, you have to refer this one. Okay, now we will remove this particular user from query user. Okay. Hmm. Now we will make one more change. Now we gave access to Query Studio, Analysis Studio. Now we will give an advanced access, okay, where the user should be able to do all these operations, and along with that he should be able to create his own report using Report Studio. In that case, when we are adding him to the author, like how his access will change, we'll see now. We'll add him to author, okay. Look for Cognos. One second. I mean the same operation. So in every scenario or every situation, we will do the same activity. Now you can see he has all possible access with respect to the studios. He has access to analysis studio, query studio, report studio, event studio. He has full-fledged access where he can create his own report in any of the web-based applications, right? So have you seen in online, right? We will have something when it comes to the IBM certification also. If someone has to do report studio certification, they'll mention an IBM Cognos author. Okay, that's nothing but an author. He can utilize all the web-based application and make his own content or make his own reports and all those things required. It's like that. Okay. Now you are fine with even the third one, author also, right? Or you have any questions here?
No, I think I'm okay.
You're okay, right? Okay, fine. So now we'll remove it from the author. We'll add him to the express author. I've added this user to express author. Okay, this is the express or express author. Hmm. Express author is here. Do we have express author here? Yeah, we have express. Express author they have mentioned. He can you make use of report studio, query studio, workspace advanced. Okay.
Okay.
And you know one more thing. Okay, these options will vary from version to version. Okay. Even with respect to the bit version also, there will be a huge changes. Okay. We have added him as an express author. Okay. In real scenario, it may work, but for an express author, we have these many options. We will get business insight advanced and business insight. Okay, we won't get an option for I mean report studio and query studio, but here they have mentioned an express author can use. Okay, access permission has a query studio. Okay, he can use IBM Cognos report studio, query studio, and workspace advanced. Okay, there might be some licensing and other things. Okay, that might be associated. But here for an express author, we can use workspace advanced and workspace, but not the query and report studio in our. But in a real environment or someone who has got the Cognos application, the real Cognos application with him, he may get other studios also, but we are now only getting workspace advanced. We are not getting the query studio and an analysis studio, which is mapped here. We are getting only the business insight advanced. not the other thing. Yeah, in our whatever the software we have installed, right, we are not getting those ones. Okay, let me just like remove him from the express author and see how his access will behave. Let me remove him. Okay, I've removed him. Log out. Okay, so the express author provides him only the business workspace advance. The report studio and other stuff will go away in this scenario. So if someone, I mean, if someone is submitting a request for only these things, then you have to just do a trial and error with this one, with Express Advanced. I think like here with our whatever the software we have installed, only with Author everything will work. Express Author, it's not working, I think, for us actually. Okay, so you do one thing. So once your authentication and everything is set up in your system, okay,
Yeah.
can you try this once again if you with the help of your colleague, okay, to make him as an express author and see like how it behaves there.
Yeah, the thing is, I only have access to that which I showed you, right? And there the directory is not set up.
No,
So
no,
right now if I go,
I mean the time when it is set up, right, at that time you just give a try for the
okay, okay,
express
yes,
author, for the express
yeah,
author and see like how it comes, because here we are able to see only the workspace advanced, not the report studio and query studio.
okay.
Hmm. But actually like member should have that permission.
Okay.
And these are somewhat like related to a consumer. Okay, it's a consumer means like he can navigate to whichever location he has access, okay, and consume the report. Consume the report means he can access that report, okay, based on again what kind of permission he has. If he has navigation, execute, read permission, then he can perform those things on those reports. If he does not have those permissions, then he won't. Okay, it's similarly like you navigate to the entire folder structure in the public folder based on your access, you keep on executing and all those things. Okay, this is a consumer where he actually consumes the report. And similarly we have something called okay, reader. Okay, member can read the IBM software, navigate the content store, view the report outputs in a portal. He can do here what he can do is all the performance, like whatever all the activities that can be performed in a Cognos viewer, that can be performed by this type. Okay, when we consider um, the level of access, we can say consumer is at a higher level and a reader is at a quite lower level, but their activities are almost like similar only.
Okay.
This is these two things. And when we consider in terms of studios, author is at a higher level. Author is at a higher level because he has access to all the studios. The next
Okay.
level will be either analysis studio, query user, because there, based on a single studio, the user has access. Okay. And now we have third thing, like the last one, the report administrator. Okay, what actually the report administrator will do. Okay, I will show you by providing this particular user has a report administrator access. Okay, you can come to know like what all the options that get enabled for a report administrator. NTLM. Again the same process, like there is no change. We have to go and select the Cognos once again, add him. Did we add him as a express author was the last one, right? Which we added.
Yeah, we added express author.
Did we remove him? No, I think we have removed him. Okay. See the report administrator here now. So how actually is behaving? He has access to administration console, all the studios, right? And now I'll go to administrator, like what all things I can see. Configuration I can see. I can do content administration. That means this user can move these contents from one location to other, from one environment to other environment.
Okay.
We created a report, but I want this particular report to be available in other environment. So in that case, the report administrator can perform this activity. He can go here, okay, and he can take that content out of this particular environment and put it in a new environment.
Okay.
Okay, that operations can be done by a report administrator. And report administrator, he also has access to various studios. He can create the content, and simultaneously if he want, he can move the content from one environment to other. He can even do the deployment process.
Okay.
So it's like that. So this is a report administrator. Okay, so let me mark like what are the things very consuming. Let's okay, so these are the roles which we have to cover: server, tenant, portal, and library administrator, right? So first what we will do is we will remove this user from the report administrator. We remove him. Okay, now first we will make him as a server administrator and see like what all things he can do here now. So let me log on again. So this guy don't have access to any studios.
Yeah.
Okay, he has access to only administration. Let's see like what all things he can see in administration. Okay, he can see only the system metrics. He cannot see anything else. Okay, let's see whether he can start or stop a service. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll click on something called like a report service. I'll give an this one stop immediately. Let's see like how whether he can be able to stop it or not. We'll see how it will be. Stop immediately. Okay, partially unavailable. And give an option to start it. It's available. Okay, and we are able to see all these all these things, right? Let's see like whether we can be able to see even the matrix. So we'll see the JVM. Okay, we started somewhere around like an hour ago, right? So 1 hour 4 minutes 23. Did we run any request? Did we submit some request? We had. Did we run any query error report? We ran a report, right? So we'll see like a report service. So that we submit. Hmm? Number of process requested we had 38. Okay. So we did some analysis studio. Okay, I'll click on report services. Okay, now we have something. How many requests did we submit? We submitted around like 38. Query studio. Did we submit any query studio request? No. Query services we did not. But we had submitted some report request. Did we run any batch report? Okay, in the background we did not run anything. We did not schedule also. Okay, only the thing is on our front end we ran some analysis studio report. Okay, query studio report and a report studio report. Okay, so these it captures only that. Okay, this guy. Okay, who is now totally he can see the portal only the statistics. Okay, he can only access this particular page. Okay, let me go to configuration. Okay, I think we have not removed him from the report administrator. We have added him as a report administrator. Did we remove from that? Okay, we have removed. Okay. So, he can see all these statistics here. You know one more thing. When you can see all these values right here, that means like you are viewing a dispatcher. You can manage a dispatcher from here also. If you don't want to manage from here, you have an option here also. You can see the content name and everything is same. 9500 P2PD, 9500 P2PD. You have the same option here. But whatever the option you see there, you can find it here. Set view permission start stop. Here you have here. Set start stop. All those options same. Similar options. Either you can manage from here or you can manage from the status tag. These two options are in common, but actually they are like separated. But here what you can do is before you do anything, you can view the statistics, stats of that. But here you cannot view the stats. And along with that, he can perform this one activity also. So this actually what we will do is, if there are any frequent results, you want to write those results to some cache or clear the cache. sometime what happens that cache will be beneficial and cache will be it will be even harmful also. If there is more cache that is accumulated, okay, in that case, like unwanted utilization of memory will take place. Okay, that will not allow a new operations, okay, to allocate new operations to occupy the memory in an efficient way. So in that scenario, what people will do is they will clear the cache or write the cache state somewhere. The current status of the cache will be returned to a file system. If I click on this one, write cache to the file system, it shows in succeeded. Okay, but these cache will be returned to the file system somewhere. Okay, you have one more option like clear cache. Okay, if there are any frequent loose results which we keep on running and we think that we have too much of cache accumulated, in that case, like we can clear the cache. Okay. And here what all things he can do is system, we have added him as a server administrator right now. Okay, he can see all the statistics, he can play around with the contents, with the dispatcher he can start and stop, even he can start and stop from the status also, he can simultaneously start and stop here also, and he can even build the index also. Let's see. Storage. Okay, I'll show you somewhere in the content administration. We have many services here that I will take it up later. Okay, we have archival, content removal, retention rule. Okay, we have something called like various options we have. Okay, we will take that later, like not now. This index part, when we are learning the content administration, that time we will see the index, but not now. Okay, now you can just see like which role, what all options he has, and what all things he can do. This guy can start and stop, he can read the statistics, okay, he can clear the caches, okay, he can do some content administration and also indexing, okay, that he does. So these are the various things that he can do. Now I'll go in and go and remove from server. Now what is a tenant administrator? We'll see whether we have a tenant administrator. Okay, we don't have a tenant administrator. Like tenant, I will explain you like what actually a tenant is. Okay, I have Cognos and NTLM. Suppose if I have like one more LDAP here, one more entry I have LDAP here. So in this case, what will happen is, okay, all the contents that are created by an NTLM user become part of NTLM. Okay, all the contents that are created by one more entry, if we have anything here, like LDAP, Active Directory, AD, LDAP, we have those contents are created and owned by that particular namespace. Okay, if I want to share the content among themselves, I have created a user report with the help of NTLM and I have saved it. So that I have like one more LDAP. Okay, when I'm logging with the LDAP, I won't be able to view that particular content because that particular content is a part of NTLM, not this one. So in that case, like how it will act. So a tenant, okay, a tenant administrator, what he can do is he can define a rule, okay, and that particular rule will differentiate contents that are saved by NTLM, okay, that are saved by LDAP, how it should be viewed and how it should be uh, shared among themselves. Okay, whether it should be shared, whether it should not be shared. Okay, if there are multiple 10 like multiple namespace, in that case how he is going to handle it. Okay, all those things are actually covered by a tenant administrator. He actually define a rule on how the content need to be shared among various namespaces. If we have multiple namespaces, how they can share, how they can execute it, even all those things will be defined by a tenant administrator. You have your personal machine with you now?
Yes, I have, but I'm on my work laptop right now.
Okay, can you just log into that machine and see whether you
Into
have
my
tenant administrator, yeah, into your office machine?
I can't do that. I have VPN, right?
Okay.
No. So I am on my work laptop. Do you want me to check there?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But that day you were able to log in and share also, right?
That is because I was on my work laptop. Actually, today I was having issues with my VPN. I earlier wanted to work, but I was not able to connect. So I
Okay.
don't want to try too many times. It might get locked out.
Mhm.
But what do you want me to try exactly? I can try it tomorrow at work.
Tomorrow, right? Can you see whether you have tenant administrator or not in your environment?
I'll check that tenant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay. Library administrator, I think we don't have, I don't have library administrator also with me. Let me see. Yeah, library also I don't have. Okay. Now let me log on now. You'll make him as a portal administrator now. Yeah, we have made this guy as a portal admin now. We'll see like what all options that get enabled for. So till now you are clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a portal administrator. Okay. So only these things he can manage. Anything with respect to the UI. That day I was telling you, right? We have different portlets and different styles also. And these
Mhm.
styles are actually visible in one more window. Let me show you. In the preference, you get something like, okay, business, classic, contemporary, corporate, modern, presentation. Okay, you have the same options here. Mhm. So basically, with respect to the look and feel, okay, the changes and all those things can be done by this particular person or this portal administrator. And these portlets are nothing but, I told you, if you want to integrate the Cognos with some external applications like SharePoint, or you want to publish the contents of your Cognos into certain portlets, Okay, in that case, like what you have to do is, with the help of these portlets, either you have to capture this portlet, okay, and then create some ER or var kind of file, and what you can do is you can deploy these portlets in the other in the third party application, and then link it. Like whenever you are linking it, okay, the content cannot launch in any of the HTML page. It need those respective information, or the respective pages or the respective programs to come up. If you want to view, you cannot view in any of these things. Okay, you need to have a Cognos viewer only. If you want to give a navigation capability, you cannot give the navigation capability in any of the third party uh, coded pages. You have to give a navigation capability using these portlets only. So there what they will do is they'll deploy the portlets. Okay, they will reuse those portlet in various activities. If they want to execute a report and view the output, they'll use the Cognos viewer utility or the Cognos viewer portlet. So in that way, for doing those kind of operations, okay, we need help of a portal administrator. Okay, but in a real scenario, there won't be, we won't have those many people. We'll have only a system administrator, okay, who will take care of all these operations. Okay, we won't be defining in such a granular way. Okay, it will be defined at a very high level. We'll have a one-person system administrator who will administer the entire content. Even he will do the server administration, tenant, portal, all those activities will be done by him only. We won't be having multiple people there. But this particular administrator, okay, portal administrator, only with respect to the look and feel and UI, he will take care, not the other thing. Okay, he is a portal administrator, that person. Okay, even if you see Cognos content, you have navigator, search, and these things. You have an option here, okay, where you can import some other portlets also. Nowadays, we have various visualization and other portlet styles that are coming into picture. Okay, if someone wants to use those things, he can use it. So we have these kind of application. Yeah. Okay, these are the things with respect to a portal administrator. Let me try to delete it. Which one will be correct? I will delete the model. Let's see, will model be available to the preference user? The model is not available. The portal administrator has complete capability. He can remove all these classic schemes and all those things. If someone wants to develop these schemes and populate it here, means we have some options. Okay, first you have to build a skin. Okay, people what they will do is they will capture the existing skin, place it somewhere, and keep on editing the various files. These are nothing but the banner. Okay, whatever you see the highlighted blue color, right? This is nothing but a kind of banner, and they what they will do is they'll try to include their company's own banner. Okay, when they log in, when they come here, instead of IBM Cognos connection, they want a different text to be displayed. So people will prepare skin like that. Okay, and even the public folder is there. Okay, here they want to, instead of public folder, they want to have some own customized name. So in that case, like various skins, various these things will be display will be used by them. Okay, what these people will do is I'll show you. Okay, let me show you. if I'm placing my cursor over here, you will see something. Okay, this is my entire banner. Okay, I have certain script here. This is my script. Okay, this is my script, and this script, what will actually do is, okay, this script is responsible for populating this particular block. This particular script, when I'm just like taking my mouse over, it will show me there is a banner.js script. Okay, this banner.js script is responsible for this to populate, and this banner.js script will be referring to certain locations in my Cognos app, I mean in the file system. Okay, and that will be responsible for getting this Cognos name, IVM Cognos connection. We have something called like this one, the public folder. Even this particular name is coming from certain places. Okay, what people will do is they will identify the respective files, change the respective files, and then create a skin, and then they'll publish it. So once they are published a skin, we will be able to see it here. A portal administrator will be able to see it under here. Okay, so we'll try to add a new style page. We'll give something like XYZ model. Okay, I have to give a style resource location. These style resource locations are nothing but my file system locations which I have to give, so that it will refer to that location and pick all the respective files, compile it and save it somewhere, so that it will keep on referring the same thing. Okay, this thing I'll show you later. Okay, how we can see these various portlets and where they are actually located. And library administrator, even the same thing. Okay, he will also be responsible for making some changes with respect to the library, whatever the contents that are visible there. Okay, I think like library administrator is available in your, because you have a tab called like library. Okay, and there you can see the library in your version.
Okay.
But here we don't have a library here. Okay, so these over, these over, and rest of the things are okay. Now are you fine with the today's content? Because if someone asks you to provide an access to the analysis user, you should be able to give access here. If someone wants entire like a developer access, author you have to make. If he is a normal user, either you have to make him a consumer or a reader. If someone requests for query studio, query user, analysis studio, analysis user. If someone wants even a kind of semi-administration access, report author, where a developer can move the contents from one location to other. And rest of these things we won't be providing it individually, but it will be handled by one person, system administrator. But even though if you want to restrict, then you can make someone as a server administrator, tenant, portal, library. Okay, based on their functionality. Are you fine with these things?
Yeah.
Okay, any you have any questions or any confusion?
No, I'm okay, I think.
So okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, okay. Now, I mean, it's only like still 5 or 10 minutes, like not more. Okay, we have one more option called like capability. Okay, so generally what happened, these are my roles groups. Okay, and all those roles and groups, if I'm telling an express author, okay, or I'm just considering an analysis user, just consider analysis user because a single studio web application, okay, analysis user. Okay, from where actually the Cognos will know, okay, whether this role has to provide access to analysis studio only. Okay, those all capabilities are inherited from this analysis studio. I have something analysis studio. I'll click on this one and go here, okay, and set property and see the permissions. So what all permissions you have? Anyone who is a directory administrator, okay, or an author or a report administrator, okay, all these three people who have execute access, okay, they can only see the analysis studio. They can only see the analysis studio or execute the content within the analysis studio. So this is the place actually from where the roles inherent their actual role. So for example, we have certain department. Okay, the moment the person becomes a part of that particular organization, okay, but he will not be assigned any role, but he is just an employee. The moment he becomes part of any department, he will be assigned with certain roles. Okay, and the roles will be with respect to what kind of department it is. If it is an employee, he is associated with a sales, then his role will be similar to sales domain. So here you have a role. That means you are just a part of Cognos. But actually what you are going to do, that is being decided by capability. So it's actually defined here. So all the things, whatever you see here, okay, if you see someone who is a system administrator, okay, so where is the system administrator? I'll go here and click on this property and see here. So I have various here, server, report, all these people I have. Okay, these people will be able to do all the activities, they will be execute all these content. Okay, all these administrators will be able to view all these activities or execute and then navigate within these execution. Let me show you here. Capabilities, I'll show the first property for you. Okay, directory and everyone can navigate and view it. Okay, administration, set property, permissions. You can see it. If I'm telling a server administrator, he has execute and then traverse. Okay, a server administrator can actually execute all the contents that are within. Okay, and what all the contents you can execute? Anything. Okay, user groups and role. If you want to see like who all can make some changes with respect to user groups and role, a directory administrator, he can execute set policy and then traverse. Okay, he can actually execute this particular user. Okay, he can set the policy and do a traverse. It's like this. Okay, whenever we are defining any capability or anything we are telling, those are actually getting the contents or the roles that are defined here. Okay, if I am referring to something called a query studio, if you see the query studio property, you will come to know an author, query user, report administrator can access the query studio. So if you come here, the second page, author, he has access to query studio. Okay, Query user has access to Query Studio. Report administrator has access to Query Studio. Here also author, query user, report administrator. But directory user, we cannot have the access. Why? Because he don't have execute permission. He has only set policy and then traverse. Okay. If you want to cross verify that one, okay, let's do one. What access we have given him? Okay, we might have given him something called like portal administrator, right? We'll remove this guy from portal administrator and add him as a directory administrator and see what he can do. NTLM, show user. You can see, even though he is part of the capability, he does not have execute access there. But he can go there and view it. He can view it. And one more thing, like whenever it comes to the customization, right? So many of us prefer not to touch this capability. If these capabilities are corrupt, your entire content store will be in a big trouble with respect to the data, permission and everything. So it's always recommended that you should not touch the capability. If you want to make any modifications or anything, you have to do at this level on, at this particular page only. But why we have capability means all these roles and everything are getting inherited from here. Just to give you an overview, I have showed you this one. And now whenever you get time, right, you do one thing, you navigate to all these each and every entry and see like how it is. How it is. You can see everything here. Report Studio. Who all can access Report Studio? Author, Express Author, Report Administrator. Okay, they have given like this, but we have certain restriction. We may have certain restriction with the software, whatever we have. Okay. If you try in your machine by giving an Express Author, you just let me know like what will happen. Express Author is like this. Okay. Similarly, various things we have. Even if I consider you, if you can see here, we have various options. We even have Power Play Studio, but we don't have any Power Play Studio with us. So this is again an external kind of software that need to be installed on top of a BI, and after that only this option will be available to us here. When I click on launch, I'll get one more option called like Power Play Studio. Okay. We have various things which are mentioned. Okay, and from here only you can control even like many things also. Even you can control many things. Okay, you have various options available. In a detailed level of restrictions can be done with the help of here. If you want someone user who should not schedule by hour, by minute, you can restrict here also. If you don't want certain persons not to schedule by hour, you can remove the execute permission. Done. The user will not be able to schedule a report by hour or by minute. Okay, so all those kind of detailed level of restrictions can be done. If you don't want anyone to schedule any report means you can remove their permissions from here. from here. So he won't be able to schedule on it. So those kind of restriction, everything can be done, okay, with the help of this console. But it's always recommended you perform those things from here, many of them, from user and capability. Okay. It's highly recommended you play in the Cognos in the directories only, not in the capabilities. Okay. But you should be aware where these particular, why we have a capability and what is the importance, and how my roles are getting inherited from the capability. Okay. Yeah. You have any questions?
No, I'm clear.
You're clear, right? Okay. You go through this once again. Okay. Maybe on Monday I will be uploading the video on Monday morning. Okay, you can go through it.
Okay.
Before, not before your session, like Monday session when it ends, right? I will be uploading the content. Okay.